I'm David Brazil, and this is App-titude. There are so many web services. There's Dropbox to store your files, there's Facebook and Instagram on social media, along with a ton of others. And there are things like Google Drive to keep all your files. If there were only some way to tie all of those things together and make life more efficient. Well, there is, and it's available on iOS and Android, and it's called If This Then That. It's ifttt.com. There's a web interface. There's also a handy app for iOS and Android. It's a free app, and what it does is it ties many of those services together so that if you want to set something up so that when you take a photo on your phone, it automatically drops it into a folder in Evernote or into a folder on Google Photos. You can do that automatically without having to think of it each time. It's also handy for cross-posting between different social networks. So for example, I have one set up that when I post an Instagram photo for my business, it automatically creates a photo post on Twitter. Now you can do that automatically with Twitter and with Instagram, but generally it just creates a link post. So you have text on the tweet and then there's a link to the photo. But this if this then that recipe is what it's called, creates a photo post so the photo is actually visible inside the tweet. There are a lot of handy things you can do with this. You can see some of my applets. I have it actually set up so I don't actually use this, but I've got it created just in case. There's one called Get Yourself Out of an Awkward Situation. So if you find yourself talking to somebody at a party and it's not really a conversation you're enjoying, you can glance down at your phone, tap a button, and it'll call you. You can say, oh, sorry, I've got to take this call, and walk away. Kind of a fun one to think about whenever you get in some awkward situations. There's another recipe that lets you set up some geofencing, for example, around your house, so that when you leave your house, you can create a folder or a file in a folder in Dropbox. I actually have my Mac at home watching that folder, and when I do that, it can turn off all my lights using Wi-Fi connected lights. So there are a lot of geofencing things you can do when you get home, for example. Maybe you want your lights to come on if you've got that capability, or you want music to start playing. I've got it set up so that if I put a new public video on my YouTube channel, it automatically creates a post on my WordPress site. So no more spending 15 minutes going into my website, grabbing the link to share the video and putting it into my post. It all happens automatically. I do set it up to create a draft post, so I take a look at it before it's created, but it has simplified that quite a bit. If you go into services, you can see a whole bunch of things that you can create. There's a camera widget that lets you automatically, when you take a photo, put it into things like Evernote, into your Google Drive, into Dropbox. You can quickly post a photo to Facebook. Chances are there's some service that you could use in If This Then That to automate your life and make things a little bit simpler. If This Then That, it's ifttt.com. The app is available for iOS and Android, and it's free on both app stores.